What's happening, gamers? It's K Mega 405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Now, I just did this a little different. I didn't want to go do the editing and all that stuff and throw in the gameplay. I just wanted to talk for a little bit to give you a little bit of information that I picked up. And also, these will be topics that will be on GRG as well tomorrow night. And yeah, I know this old overlay, man. Gotta hit up Delilah HD, or I should call it Delilah 800 up, 800 down, because she got her new internet last week. That's why she wasn't on the show, and she showed it to us. Like, that's nice. That's nice. It's way better than mine, because mine is I think 300 up and 300 down. So yeah, I need to call Cox Communications and see what else that they got, because the Giga Blast is getting blasted by Delilah's internet service provider. But anyway, let's get on to this topic. Well, there's two topics actually. One is about this whole booth situation. I know that we were seeing this on Twitter and on Facebook, and people were making a big deal out of this. And I'm really pleased that an Xbox staffer came out and actually debunked it and said, look, these indications of how big that the stands are going to be, or the booths, it's not accurate whatsoever. I mean, whoever really made this just made it up, I guess, for clickbait. Who knows? But regardless, Aaron Greenberg came out and debunked it, also saying that E3 2018 will come in a big way. The floor plans aren't accurate from wherever that they heard it from, and Xbox will have a pretty large presence at the show. So, which means they're going to bring it, and everybody has been saying that they have to bring it this year. Normally, I kind of look at the whole doom and gloom situation, but I have been on the record to say that, look, Xbox for all the E3s, for the last three E3s, they've done a fantastic job. But for the shortcomings that happened in the beginning of 2017, it's got to go in a strong direction, and it has to be some strong AAA titles, some marketing rights, marketing deals, whatever the case may be. If they dropped the bomb and said that they purchased some things from EA, the whole purchasing EA, the whole company, I just don't see it. I said, look, that's pie in the sky to me. But if they bring like a remake of KOTOR, or if they work on Jade Empire, any of those old classics, or get exclusive rights to Jade Empire, anything. Look, I mean, we'll get into the whole discussion about what we think about E3 and their predictions. But regardless, this will be my first time going to E3, so I'm very excited. But it just comes to show that people are really petty. And I know that there's trolls out there, and there's people that like to get under people's skin, just because it's just what do these people do on social media. But to really actually nitpick and talk about a size of a booth, and then try to give the indication to think that they're not going to show anything, even though with last year's E3 they showed 42 games, and Sony had the biggest and most elaborate looking booth. I think they brought the violinists again. I thought about the band. You know what I'm saying? But again, and didn't even stay an hour, and it was a very, very lackluster E3 for them. But again, all hail Sony, because Sony can do no wrong. Anyway, that's another discussion. But I just wanted to touch on that point. So I think everybody that are Xbox fans, and just gamers alike that are excited, should be, because hey, and then just looking at this right here, I mean, if they could show some more of Anthem, which I'm sure that they will, it's going to be dope. I'm really excited, and it's time, because Microsoft has had a very on and off generation, and basically it's just time for them to just keep the momentum going, especially from the start of So anyway, I want to hear your thoughts about that. Let me get on to the next topic, and I've always talked about how I'm not the biggest fan of reviews, things of that nature, and I used to be. Like I said, I used to really tout up, G Play. I can't remember. It was Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. And it was just, I could, back in these days, you could feel like you could trust a reviewer's thought. Or it's bad because that reviewer just isn't to that game. I've always said that I have a problem with the new version of reviewers, and here's an indication right here that there's a lot of things that's going on, and there's been a publisher banned from Steam from attempting to fix review scores. The name of the team is Insel Games, and they've been banned because of the CEO was forcing employees to leave a positive review on their game called Wild Buster Heroes of Titans. So, okay, check this out. So, like, if just like when you look on your cell phone and you see people that gives like 5 stars, 4 stars, I'm always skeptical of them because I know that there'll be people that like a certain app or whatever, but when they go into this whole long elaborate everything is great, I kind of just feel like that's just fluff, because with having people that makes the long articles when they're reviewing something, there's always going to be hints of something negative or something that they seen that was wrong, and that's the stuff that's genuine because not everything is perfect. So when you see a game getting all these, or just anything, just getting all these perfect reviews, it just comes. Look, there's nobody really policing this, and Steam found out about it, but it was only because an employee took it out and leaked it on Reddit, and then it got exposed that way. It wasn't because there was somebody out there that was actually watching the reviews. And that's the same thing like when I see when you get all these great reviews about certain games, and you know that game is not all that. You know it's not. But regardless, people tend to want to just swear and live up and down by a review. It ain't happening. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. The more I read about a game and look at interviews and watch gameplay, that's just kind of how my barometer is right now, because when you hear stuff like this, it just makes the gaming industry so shady. It just does, man. So I don't know, but he got banned. The game didn't hit the sales mark, and the reason why the CEO did it is because of the sales and because it didn't meet expectations. So he wanted to force his employees to do it, and of course, reluctantly, some I guess did it, and some of them decided not to, and it just happened the way it happened. But it's one of them things where I'm just kind of like, man, this is where we have to make the decisions for ourselves and not just listen to what everybody else tells us about certain games. Because look, I know a lot of people are excited about God of War. I'm not, and it's nothing wrong with being excited about God of War, and there's nothing wrong about not being excited about it. As much as I'm excited about Detroit, there's other people that's not excited about it. Just like Looney Cooney or about Crackdown 3. It's all about a preference anyway, and it's according to how many people have that same preference is how those games will sell. But for going through and doing shit like that it's just weak. Because I mean, if you really are strong behind your product, then you show the gameplay, you get people behind it, and people will support it. And it doesn't matter if it's small or big. So I don't know, but let me get out of here, man. I'm finna try to get a little gaming in with my boys from Intro Media Gaming, before I have to take my ass to bed and go to work. But I will see you Friday night, which is tomorrow, at our regular time, 8:30 Central, as we get it in and we do the GRG podcast. So big shout outs to everyone, and everybody have a good night. Peace.